right, well, thank you guys very much for taking a few minutes with Below the Scene readers from around the world. Really appreciate your time. Let's just kick off this interview by having you introduce yourself with up-and-coming punk band Whips Chains.
Yeah, I'm Will. I play bass and sing.
I'm Ben. I play drums.
Awesome. So, how have the initial dates of this Converge tour been treating you thus far?
It's been beyond exciting. Like it's
amazing.
It's huge. It's the biggest thing anyways I've ever done.
We're
as far as me and Nick go.
Yeah, we're a relatively young band as far as like our lifespan goes. So for us to be doing this is like
Yeah, when we started the tour, it was like our 5th show, and that's just absurd. Like to, you know what I mean?
Right on. Very cool. So, so you guys have a new debut EP out on Death Wish, Master Slave. When did the writing and recording process start for this record?
December of 2010.
Okay.
2011. I'm sorry. I think we wrote it in 2.5 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, something short like that. I don't know. A couple practices.
Right on. Very cool. And where did you guys decide to do the recording for the record?
We actually did it ourselves in our garage and basement.
Oh, very cool. Right on. And so how do you guys approach the recording process? Do you guys do it live? Is it live takes of the full band, or do you record like individually to a metronome? Like, what's the actual process look like?
We recorded all the music live, and then we opened up the vocals.
Cool. Right on. So what are some of the lyrical motifs listeners will find throughout the record?
Just discomfort with the way things are.
Everyone sums it all up.
So all the members of Whips Chains are pretty well versed in the music community, bands like Colosseum, Black God, Xerxes. How did you guys all come to link up with one another?
Louisville's a small town musically,
okay.
So we just kind of like...
There are maybe 50 people in all Louisville who play in punk bands, and out of those 50 people, like they all play in like 3 or 4 different bands with each other. And that's like what makes up the whole scene. Yeah. So I feel like just naturally you're going to have some overlap between bands.
Right.
And that's just another extension of that.
That's cool. So as far as what your guys' plans are here for the coming months, obviously you have this EP that you just put out on Death Wish. Like, do you guys have a game plan as you head into 2013? Like, any more tours lined up? Like, what's on the slate?
This is it, really, for right now. I mean, we just take it as it goes because we're all pretty busy. They have their other bands, and I'm finishing up school, so, yeah.
Like, I think with this band, like, there's not a lot of time, but with, like you said, with, like, the other projects and stuff to really do a whole lot.
Sure.
So, like, when we do stuff, like, we try to make sure it's, like worth it, or, like, it's gonna be right or something.
Yeah.
Right on. Very cool. Now, just to touch on this record that you guys just put out on Death Wish, as far as like when you guys are doing the actual writing of the record, like do you guys have kind of like a main riff writer that kind of steers a direction, or do you all contribute?
I think we're just like sitting at practice and like somebody will toss an idea out, and then we'll just write a song. And like with this band, like it's kind of like our chance to just do whatever we can't really do in our other bands.
Right.
And just try to make it like as absurd as possible, kind of.
Right on.
So, like, I feel like not a ton of thought go into the songs as far as like, because like
we don't overanalyze.
We don't overanalyze anything. Like the inspiration, it's very short-lived. Like once it's there, it's there. Like it doesn't stick around a lot. We don't dwell on like a lot of things. We don't like worry about like parts. Like, oh, is that too short? That's too long. We just like, it's very like just like, okay, this is how this goes. This is how this goes. It's going to do this. It's like, I don't know.
Right on. So it's kind of more an emotional output rather than a calculated, like, we want this to sound D-beat or we want this part to be more metal. It just kind of, it happens more organically, you'd say?
Yeah, it's just,
yeah. Like, we don't have a filter really when it comes to writing songs. So like, we don't label our sound with anything, I guess. So we don't like disqualify parts. Like, this doesn't really work with the other thing. It's like,
yeah, everything kind of goes.
Just do it.
Right on. Cool. And how did you guys come to link up with Death Wish? I mean, I know, obviously Colosseum has a history with them, and, you know, obviously it's all intertwined within the scene, but you know, how did the decision come about to put out the EP through them?
Ryan just kind of like got in touch with him, and we didn't think they were gonna put it out, but he's like, hey, you guys interested? And they were.
Right on.
So, yeah.
Very cool. Now, do you think you'll be sticking with Death Wish for future releases? Have you guys thought that far ahead?
If they'll have us.
If they'll have us, we'll do it. We just recorded a new EP that we're trying to have out next year.
Cool.
If they would put it out, it'd be great, but we don't know.
Awesome. Was that also self-recorded?
Yeah.
Right on. Very cool. Now, I know you guys also are prolific with other bands that you tour with. How much time does music take up, like, in your lives? I mean, do you guys pretty much go home, head out on the next tour? Do you have, like, day jobs or college or anything like that you go home to?
Yeah, like, this is like, I was trying to think about this whole year, whatever. I think, like, this show's like the 186th show or something that I played this year.
Right.
So, like, I just feel like I've been on the road this year more than I've been home. And, like, I don't know. I forgot what the fucking question was.
Now, like, how much time does music take up in your lives? Like, do you have to work like a day job when you get done,
yeah.
or you know, is music a full-time gig?
Luckily, I'm lucky enough to have a job where I'm a seasonal employee.
Cool.
At a grocery store.
Right on.
And whenever I'm home, they just let me work, and I can leave whenever I want. And I'm very fortunate to have that ability.
Right on.
And for me, I'm a full-time student. I work part-time, so this is like the first tour I've been on since 2011, like early 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have as much time to tour as they do, so it's a little different.
Right on. Very cool. Very cool. Well, hey, I would like to really thank you guys for taking a few minutes with our readers from around the world today, and we really look forward to keeping up with your future endeavors. Any final thoughts as we close out?
Whips chains, not whips and chains.
Right on.
Common misconception.
Yeah.
Common misconception. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys again.
Thanks.
Fuck yeah, thanks, dude.